This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Well, and a pleasant good afternoon live from the Big House in Oklahoma City and the fairgrounds for the site of a 5A state title game on an audio-only presentation. For those who think, well, we're going to start at 4 o'clock, well, we had to kind of wait for almost a barn burner for the game previous to this one. It was Weatherford and Crossing Christians, and Weatherford wins the Class 4A title. They've been runner-up for the last couple of years, 44-42. That is a final, and this place was rocking. You know, it's a long time history for an older building that has seen its better days, and there's a lot of history, very kind of like the Cotton Bowl is. There's just so much tradition there that everybody kind of lets some of the old go away from their minds. So they've got a brand new building up next year, so we don't have to worry about talking about this and what's going to happen with this building when it closes out. They got a couple of contractual things that will go in May, and people were asking about the seats and what's going to happen with the seats, and the OSSA will give you some information about whether they'll be auctioned off or opportunity to get some of those. But that is the setup for what's going to be a great matchup tonight. Again, on an audio-only presentation, so you will not see the game on the court, but you'll have the live scoreboard and the time. That's the really good news that will keep you up to date. Now, you can go to the NFHS network. You can pay the subscription if you'd like to watch it. But if you want to just listen and follow what we have for Lawton High this entire year with their basketball, and what a year it's been, a very historic year. It's been since 1986 that Lawton High made the semifinals. It's been since 1972 that they've been to a finals, and it's been 1962 that they actually won a gold ball. In fact, Coach Smith, coming into this program 2 years ago when I interviewed him to introduce himself to the Wolverine family, coming from kind of a Millwood background, he basically said, I want to change some of the banners in these rafters. And look at that. In year number 2, he's going to have an opportunity at either a state title or runner-up. So Weatherford, which we just talked about, winning that first matchup over Crossing Christian, that was one of the losses that Lawton High had. They lost to Midwest City. They lost to Dell City after beating them, so they split. And they lost to Weatherford early. That was their one loss for the longest time. And Weatherford was just bragging up the fact that they have beaten Booker T. They have beaten Lawton High, and maybe they should have a 4A, 5A banner put up there, jokingly aside, that they deserve that as well. So they had an incredible year.
Eric, I'm in.
Yes.
All right, are we on live?
Yes, we are.
Okay, what have you been talking about?
Well, we've been talking about the whole setup of this matchup, and after what Weatherford was accomplishing, and the matchup of what Lawton High has done historically, and now we're ready to start and settle this on the court.
Okay, looking for Coach Smith here.
Okay, I see you on the and again, no video presentation of this. NFHS has exclusive video rights, and so I'll look for him. Okay, yes, go ahead, Jordan. You got Coach.
Okay, Coach, you had time to prepare more for Booker T. They got guys like Harrison Mitchell. They can score at will when they're hot. What's the key to defending them?
Great guys, man. We just got to force them to make tough shots all night, you know. The guys are athletic, really skilled, great coach with Coach Brown. As long as we can force them to take tough shots, we should be fine.
And what's the mood of your team? Are you guys nervous any being on this stage?
We got nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Okay, Coach, what are you going to tell your team again when they take the floor?
Have fun.
More have fun. Okay, that's a good message. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so he knows the experience of being on a caliber state championship team with Millwood. I think they've won like 17 or so. Some of the people are starting to pack in because, it's kind of an in-and-out thing at eight championship games in a day starting at 9 a.m., and they run a full slate of games. So this is not going to be the last one. We're kind of sandwiched in, so you got a lot of traffic. You got a lot of parking spaces. We'll see how much the Lawton High and the Lawton fan base come. I know I've talked to some alum that's bringing their son and their daughter and their grandkids. Chris Raybon, who is a longtime friend, he called me as I was passing on the highway and said that he was going to be here, and I said, wow, what a great atmosphere to be at. and a great game. And so we're looking forward to it. I know there was a difference when the players were kind of saying, I know Panay did that one of his interviews. He said, well, we've never been here before. And I was talking to Jordan Ray, who's going to be joining me here shortly, there's a difference when you say, I've never been here, as opposed to I'm happy to be here. And they're not just happy to be here. They're on a mission as well. They understand history can be made. They're just having fun. That's what Coach doesn't want, all those nerves. They came up last night, so they stayed the night in the city so they wouldn't have to get on the bus to travel. It's only about an hour up here, but thought they would just kind of relax and kind of ease their way into a championship Saturday. So we're glad you're along here for the ride on Facebook. You can like us there on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel again. And I can't emphasize enough, and I love a lot of you making the comments on Facebook about turn the camera around. We want to see the action. We only have audio rights only. We cannot video stream this game. I appreciate your understanding. You can watch it on the NFHS if you'd like, or you can follow what I've been doing for Lawton High this entire basketball season. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back. It's only about 2.5 minutes before we do the starting lineups. We'll do that right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
Are you ready for a debit card? Well, this card is more than you may realize. It's a reward-earning, style-affirming, money-managing, do-it-all debit card, like a key to the world. It's the Pay Me debit card from Communication Federal. Our Pay Me account pays you real cash that adds up fast, earning rewards when you use your card. So get a free Pay Me debit card today. It's secure shopping and payment power online or in stores. Sounds like you're ready. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
All right, back here at the Big House, and we're glad that you could join us for the site of a Class 5A title game. That's right, it's for the gold ball. Seems like it was a long time, short time. It all kind of runs together, whether we were at Deer Creek or whether we're at UConn or back here at the Big House, and then that was on Monday with a quarterfinal matchup. So we're going to have the starting lineups here as they had Go Oklahoma, the fight saw or the state flag. Presentation, Booker T is going to be in their all orange with white numbers. Lawton High will be the home team in their whites with red numbers. And Jordan Ray finally joining us here in the broadcast after coming up there from down below on court. And thanks for the interview with Coach, and get kind of, I think he's kind of a man on a mission as well as far as his presentation of what he told you.
I got to say, it's quite a journey to go from this table to the floor.
I know.
It's not like it's too far of a walk, but, man, were there a ton of Weatherford fans had to walk through or by, as they're very excited. Weatherford, as you probably already mentioned, that was a heck of a game, them and Crossings. And wouldn't be shocked if this one is too, but I can't believe that some of the Lawton High players are not a little nervous.
You can see the starting lineups is Isaac Sanders, Jock Mitchell, Matulis, we've talked about, Jamari Simpson, and Marcus Alexander. And now the Wolverines are being introduced. Corey Barnes, Tavares Deans, Panay Vasagote, Marcus Rucker, and Nikel Adams. And those are your starting five. And don't forget, we got Avi Young, we got Champ Brewer. They've got some bench players that are also really starting players, but you can only put 5 on the court at one time. So
it's worth pointing out, you saw the game last year, Booker T lost to Midwest City over at Lloyd Noble. So these players, they know the feeling. Now, it wasn't at the big house, but I don't think that matters too much. It's wherever the state title is, you're going to have some nerves. And so Booker T's more used to this feeling. Will that matter?
Yeah.
They got off to a good start against Midwest City last year, and then Midwest City started to come back. So I don't know how big of an advantage that is for Booker T to get off to a big start, but obviously both teams want to do that. It'll just be interesting to see who's more comfortable shooting the ball.
Well, and, basketball is a run of streaks, and so we've seen that. It's an opportunity.
Yeah, we saw that in the game last game.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things that Lawton High, uncharacteristic. We had Tavares Deans had 4 fouls, had to sit out half of the fourth quarter basically. Luckily that didn't, affect them. They were horrible at the free throw line, what we've seen them do, as opposed to Monday when they were 10 of 11, and that made the difference. So who's going to make those free throws? Who's going to make those shots? And then we were talking on the way up with Adam, who is our videographer, and he says, how many missed layups Lawton High had that last time? He said, I think I counted about 10 easy missed layups. And, I know Tulsa Memorial had theirs as well. These two teams going to meet and settle it on the court. Last year, Booker T was here. They came up short by losing to Midwest City.
Close one, too.
They're on a mission. The Lawton High Wolverines are on history. And we're glad you could join us on an audio-only presentation. I know some of you are getting tired of hearing that, but that's the only thing we can do. We cannot video stream, so many of the comments on Facebook of turn the camera around, we like to see. So you can watch it on the NFHS network if you'd like. I'm trying to get settled in here. For those, the fans, the Lawton High fans are going to be opposed opposite from where we are on Radio Row. So the shouting will be coming towards us and not behind us. So Booker T.
You hear a lot of noise. It's for Booker T fans, so just keep that in mind. But what's interesting here is the common opponents we were talking about. So we actually came up with 4. Tulsa East Central, Weatherford, and Midwest City and Del City. And when you take that in consideration, there's not really an edge either way because both teams lost to Weatherford. Both teams beat East Central, Booker T 3 times. Both teams beat Midwest City and Del City, although Lawton High also lost to Midwest City and Del City.
All right, so we'll get ready to get this one underway. Opening tip is by the Lawton High Wolverines to Rucker. Rucker to Adams, right inside to Barnes, and he gets the first 2 for the Wolverines on a great transition from the opening get-go.
Yeah, I do think as great as Booker T was against Del City, they are vulnerable in the paint. They're not a big team, so Lawton High has to think we're going to attack with a lot of passion, get into the paint as much as we can.
So they come, return, and right back, right in it is is Jock Mitchell, and we've called his name out before in that Del City matchup as well.
And he's only a sophomore. He can score in so many ways. Can Lawton High stay with him? Can they contest that mid-range jumper that he just made?
So just underway here in quarter number 1. We're going to round ball that. Uncharacteristic for Adams to be up top. Rucker will almost be guarded by 2. Back up to Deans at the top of the key, and we'll start brand new. Look to drive against 2, and then back irons, gets his own rebound, though, puts it back up and in. So it's where he is on the court, but Deans gets the 2.
I love how he took his time when he got that offensive rebound. He knows no one from Booker T can block his shot. Just go up smoothly, focus in on that shot going in, and he did, and back to the lead for Lawton High.
So now we got the Lawton High faithful that came and did the D-up chants. They are on the opposite end from Radio Row. Back irons no go. Loose ball picked up by Barnes. Fast break opportunity. Barnes to Deans. Deans up off the glass, and there's going to be a charge called. So Deans is going to get number 1, and he plays aggressive. He got into foul trouble before. We'll see how this is called, but that's going to be the first one on him.
Yeah, that's where he needs to be disciplined and go to a jump stop. Shoot a pull-up shot off the backboard. That's something that every wing player needs to be able to have in their arsenal. And especially since you have to believe that Booker T, knowing they don't have a shot blocker, they're going to try for that again. They're going to try to draw charges on Deans and Vasagote. Will they be successful?
Well, they kind of know what the philosophy is with Lawton High and how they play and what kind of style that they play. Back around for a 3-ball look, no good. Hits the short rim. We've got numbers. 2 on 4. Stops and pops for Deans. Off the rim, no good. Barnes tries to get the rebound, but into the hands of Booker T. Lawton High with just a 1-point lead tries to slam, and he is fouled on the way in. So trying to get aggressive early is Jock Mitchell, the sophomore, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
Vasagote was right there to block the shot, but the refs, who are much closer view than we do, say there was contact on our first free throws of the game. But I think Mitchell is someone who's very fast with the ball. Lawton High, they have to be, they got to be prepared for that. He ran by 2 or 3 Lawton High players. You want to avoid him having a head of steam heading to the paint, or else you're going to get a player like Vasagote in foul trouble.
Charity Stripe sponsor. Scan the QR code. Book your next appointment with Trey Cut It. Why haven't you let Trey cut it? Where appointments prevent disappointments. So he gets the second to go in to make it a 1-point game as Jock Mitchell took it hard to really try to want to slam it home with emotions. Deans over to Barnes. Back kick out to Deans. Corner for Adams. Adams for 3. No. Hits off the glass and a miss. Still not seen Panay offensively yet. Crosses the timeline, and here comes Booker T.
Booker T went with the zone.
And they're going to say a foul on the floor against Barnes. So Barnes got tied up with his feet.
3 team fouls early for Lawton High. No one with 2 yet.
And we've seen that before, how aggressive they get and how that's called on the court. And so Lawton High is going to have to watch that. You don't want to put them in the bonus with plenty of time in the first quarter.
Well, Matulis is wide open.
Top of the key, and there's an air ball that just goes out, and Lawton High fans will let them know it.
Matulis shot well against Midwest City a year ago in that championship game. Hasn't been shooting great in this tournament so far because, of course, we've done all the Booker T games as well.
Matulis just a junior.
Yeah.
Dean's going to cross the timeline on the far end of the court from our vantage point. Up to Rucker. Rucker, top of the key. He'll drive right. Back out to Dean's, left side. Dribbles between his legs. Looks at the defense. Alley-oop to Panay. Panay slams it home.
Oh, he just had Mitchell like, what just happened?
Back on the other end of the floor for Matulis. He puts it up, and he'll get fouled. So that's going to be the 4th. So the emotions run high. The alley-oop to Panay. Panay gets the fan base up. He loves the emotion. He goes over to the Lawton High side and gets that. He chest bumps into Rucker. But the only thing is they've come back down on the other end of the floor, and Matulis will go to the line shooting 2.
So Booker T's going with a zone. It looks like a 3-2 zone. And that backside, it's really vulnerable against a lob like that. So that's great recognition for Lawton High and Coach Smith. But you get an emotional play like that, you still have to think, I got to get back on defense.
You got to play defense.
Booker T will push it just as much, tempo-wise. They're a different type of team, but they have some similarities, and that's one of them.
Matulis rims out with the first shot.
This is a blessing for Lawton High. The fouls are a problem, but Matulis has missed a wide-open 3 and now a free throw. You know he's a good shooter. You expect better from him.
So he gets the second to make it a 6-4 1-bucket lead with 5 to go here in quarter number 1. Lawton High will kind of slow it down with Rucker to Deans. Deans on the far end of the court. He'll try to go side. Doesn't. Kick back up to Barnes. Barnes looks for a little bit of help with a double team back to Rucker. Rucker's back at the front line. Adams over to Deans. Deans with a carry through. Up and in for 2 is Deans.
Good recognition for Adams. That's a give and go with him and Deans. Deans had a full head of steam. Again, the backside of the zone for Booker T was just very vulnerable.
Going to come back for a 3-ball and air that one out. And just like that, you can silence the crowd to make it a 1-point game with a 3-ball for Booker T.
There's not really a bad shooter in the starting lineup for Booker T, too. That's the tough thing. You just have to hope they have a cold day like their girls' team did.
Rucker on the far side of the court. Now he'll get almost to the middle. And he'll go over to Deans on the right side. Panay will shift. He'll toss it back to Rucker, back to Deans. Nikel Adams will get a little screen for Deans, misses. Adams with the rebound. Panay for three. Rims out, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay on this end for Lawton High. So he was kind of feeling it, thinking he's going to hit that. They have the opportunity at threes, and we're going to see the individuals who are good at that is Champ Brewer, and also Avi Young will come in. So Coach will send Barnes and Rucker to the bench. As we said, these are two legit starters as bench players.
If there's one thing that Lawton High is different at than even Del City or Midwest City, they crash the offensive glass with as much ferocity as ever seen, and that's how they got that possession now, especially with Booker T going zone. This means Lawton High needs to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Champ Brewer almost threw the ball over to Deans, who had his back turned, who was looking to coach, and he said, let's get this under control a little bit. I know Coach needs to get these in, but Deans needs a little bit more receptive. Adams, a little floater loop up in, but he gets a putback up for two, and the rebound is good for two, and they get to double digits at 10.
And what I say about offensive rebounding?
Very important.
Again, they are a level above the other teams that Booker T has faced this tournament.
And that's going to be a key as Avi Young going to put a little bit of pressure on Sanders. Sanders gives back over to Mitchell. Mitchell, top of the key, does a little head fake, goes up. Deans, he goes around Deans and gets the two. Deans was ready to take the charge.
That was unbelievable balance by Mitchell. The fact that he didn't commit the charge and still got up a good shot. It shows how good of a talent he is.
Oh, trying to get it over to Champ Brewer. It's a steal. Coming back on, a fast break opportunity. Underneath to Matulis. No. Put back up. Matulis gets his own rebound, and he'll get the deuce.
Well,
so now they take the lead for the first time today.
He had all these Lawton High players try to block his shot, and they all got out of position to rebound. And so Matulis was able to get it back and score.
We're trying to get a three. There's a reach around, and that's going to be a foul on Mitchell.
Definitely a foul on Mitchell there.
Lawton High has committed 4, and that's only going to be the first for Booker T.
Lawton High needs to just continue to attack the backside of the zone with good ball movement. Not force mid-range jumpers. I don't think that's what Dean should be shooting right now.
Dean's underneath. Oh, and then a backward shot up by Burrell is no good. Rebounded by Booker T. They try to go fast break. Left side of the court. Little floater is no good. Loose ball picked up by Booker T. Now here it is, Jock in the middle of the automatic is Jock Mitchell.
Another offensive rebound for Booker T. Lawton High contesting the shots is getting out of rebounding position, and it goes right to a Booker T scorer both times.
So I'll get this score corrected. It's 13-10 Booker T. Lawton High trying to get out of what they had as a lead and now trail by 3. Champ Brewer will hold here on the near left side of the court. Back over to Deans. Deans for 3, lets that fly. No good. Burrell has it tipped into the hands of Brewer. They got the offensive board. Brewer for 3. Hits out the other side. Deans with the rebound, but then gets stripped and stolen by Simpson. Simpson off and away. Back over Booker T for a 3-ball on the way. Back iron's no good. Loose ball picked up by Booker T. Loose ball on the ground. It's going to be a tie-up and a jump ball called. And the possession arrow is going to stay on this end. So fast and furious, and the ball kind of get loose on the ground, trying to trap that.
And the rebounding is not what it needs to be for Lawton High, the defensive rebounding.
I want to get you in the shot because
Yeah,
you're kind of cut out more times.
I was out
when
of
you
position.
Lean forward and lean back. I got you.
Just like Lawton High's been a little out of position on the last 2 or 3 shots by Booker
Wide
T.
open is Matula. Stutter steps for the 3, but back out. And then top of the key by Mitchell. Jock Mitchell rifles pass over to the corner for another 3-ball. Look, no good. That's hits nothing but Panay on the rebound. Panay crosses the timeline. Back over to Burrell. Burrell finds Champ Brewer here in the corner. They'll slow it back down, back to Brewer. Started to get the 3, but is not committed. Defense down into Deans. Deans double covered. Back out to Avi Young. Avi Young for 3. No good. Burrell gets it touched immediately out of bounds, and it's last on him.
And a couple times Lawton High had the offensive rebound for themselves, and they couldn't quite corral it. Dean's going to take a break right now. I think it'll be a short one. That's probably so he doesn't pick up another foul.
And Adams is going to come back in. So it's a 13-10 as Booker T finally got the lead and has not given up really ever since that slam kind of made that change. Trapped with the pressure on the defense, down all alone, up off the glass is good for 2. That's for Scott. Lawrence Scott adds to the lead. It's now a 5-point lead, the largest tonight.
Yeah, Young basically left him open, shadowing another Booker T player.
Avi Young will get the pass from Panay. He'll look back at Coach, look back again, dribble between his legs. He'll get a pick from Panay. Goes left back to Panay. Back outside to Barnes. Barnes for a 0-3, no good. So missed opportunity, and coming down, loose ball, going to be picked up by Panay. Oh, and then ran out of time and trying to get it to Champ Brewer, and that's going to end our first quarter. Fast and furious. It's a 5-point lead by Booker T. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, AeroSign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. AeroSign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
All right, back here at the Big House, and we're into quarter number 2 as Booker T leads by 5. Started off really well, Lawton High, and then kind of Booker T just, keeps pushing the envelope. They are on a team with a mission, having the runner-up trophy by losing last year with a close one to Midwest City.
Yeah, I don't know how effective Lawton High will be pressing or trapping Booker T. Booker T they got too many good ball handlers, and they can shoot well off of that, and that's how I've got some of their points.
Tried to dribble in or pass that into Adams, who is triple teamed inside the paint, no good. Loose ball picked up by Booker T, and then they're going to say a jump ball, because Avi Young comes in, Tavares Deans comes in. It's going to be Booker T ball, but it's a great opportunity to say, hey, just with the rebound, we're right here.
And the zone for Booker T is starting to work because they're packing in the paint more, putting them in better rebound position. But also Lawton High is settling for some tougher jump shots. They need to be patient, take better shots, and wait for them.
Jock Mitchell will round over on the far side of the court from our vantage point, stops, then back out. Contested by Avi Young. Matulis almost loses it. He'll push back over to Jock. So Mitchell. And now inside the paint against 2 defenders up off the glass. Loose ball is picked up by the Wolverines. So Barnes with the rebound, looking for a little bit of help as they get a little bit of defense. Over to Champ Brewer. No, that's Avi Young. Avi Young stops and pops for 3. Back iron, no good. Loose ball picked up by Deans momentarily. Loses it into the hands of Booker T.
Yeah, the shot selection for Lawton High's got to get better right now.
Yeah, it's not there. And they're looking for something right now. Matulis for a 3-ball on the way, count it. Largest lead continues for Booker T. And they make it 18, 8-point lead. Coach does not call timeout yet. Dean's back in. Panay was out. Deans and Panay will both be back on the floor. Champ Brewer over to Avi Young. Over on the right side, back over to Barnes, and they're going to say a travel. So Barnes takes every time they put it hard on the floor and they shuffle their feet, seems to be always the advantage of, or the disadvantage of having the travel.
Well, excuse me, the Lawton High is still pressing, but they have to make sure they play sound, disciplined defense too, and not leave someone like Matulis that wide open like they did last possession.
Yeah, and even though he missed his first one and missed that free throw, he was on automatic, as we know what he can do as a junior. Round perimeter that, over left, going underneath. Matulis slams it home. He gets excited, gets the crowd up. Wolverines back down on the court. Rucker looking for a little bit of help, looks to drive. He's double teamed, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Rucker, and Booker T is going to get the possession. So they're up by 10, the largest today, and the deficit continues for the Wolverines, and they got to find an answer.
Well, Booker T, they're the more disciplined team on offense, and it's showing. And Lawton High just is not moving around, not moving off the ball like they need to right now.
Just a little bit of pushing a little bit between Jock Mitchell and Deans, kind of showing Booker T is doing the chant, "We can't hear you," to the Lawton faithful, who's down by 10. Almost loses it by Dean Champ Brewer with a tip and a block, but into the hands of Booker T momentarily. Bodies fly everywhere. Deans gets it. He call a timeout. They say travel. As Deans, you can't catch a break for the Wolverines right now.
They had an easy transition opportunity, but two Lawton High players ran into each other. And it reminds you of the first part of the East Central game on Monday night, where they had these easy basket opportunities that they just kept slipping up from them.
Talked about those easy layups. I think we were trying to count maybe 10. And in games like this, you almost have to have perfection. Matulis, handoff to Sanders, back for a 3-ball. That back iron's no good, but Deans gets the rebound. Deans back out to Rucker. Rucker going to go in between two defenders, a collision with Booker T. Then picking it up is Avi Young, and he'll get fouled, and he'll go shoot two. So Avi Young picks up the loose ball, tries to go up hard, and he's fouled on the way in. Very important right here is to get your free throws when you can get them. The charity stripe, scan the QR code, book your next appointment with Trey. Cut it. Why haven't you let Trey cut it? Where appointments prevent disappointments here on this state final audio-only presentation. Wolverines need a bucket. They need a shot. They need something. And Avi Young comes up short. Hits the front of the rim, probably one of the more. And it's only been 3 minutes.
Yeah, Booker T's playing a smarter game right now.
Well, and they showed the other night what they're all about. They remember last year, the sting of it.
Yep.
And they want to come back with a vengeance. Can we get the first point in a while? And they do. So Avi Young gets the one to make it a 9-point contest. Deans and Panay will go up for the defense. Going to cross the timeline. Wide open, little turnaround jumper is good. See, that's what happens when you come up with a double team. Someone's wide open.
Booker T's too good of a passing and shooting team to trap that often. Nice play by Deans, but
Deans, and he gets his own rebound, and they're going to say he's fouled on the floor.
Well, you hate that they called that foul for Lawton High. Deans had an easy layup, but they called a foul on the floor.
Yep.
But, Coach Smith, thinking about it being a game of 32 minutes, he didn't go away from pressing against Tulsa East Central and eventually wore him down. But I just don't know if that's going to happen against Booker T.
All right, Rucker gets the pass from Panay down below his own goal. Back over to Avi Young. Avi back out to Rucker. Rucker at the timeline. Gets the pick from Deans. Goes inside the lane, and it scoops.
What a shot.
And gets in. So Rucker gets one for the little shooter's roll. Now coming back on the other end of the floor, Matulis. He hit a 3 earlier. He misses this mark. Loose ball picked up by Barnes. Barnes crosses the timeline. Panay goes up, and he is a little bit of contact. No foul. I know he'd like it. It goes out of bounds, but going to be last touched.
Yeah, he's just being too cute. He's just tried to finger roll it in. Like, just go dunk it or
timeout on the floor.
Backboard.
We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Barres Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Barres, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Barres Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Okay, we'll take it. All right, welcome back. Okay, people that are standing in the chairs.
Yeah. We're good, though.
We're not standing. We're sitting. It's going to be an inbounds pass from Rucker all the way from Panay NBA range, and that hits nothing. And they're going to give him the business from – I know that would have been nice to connect, but, man, you're going to have a better shot selection than that. That is from way off the arc.
In the few games I've seen Lawton High play, it seemed like Vasagodes sweet spot is the corners, not the top of the key, and that was a long three attempted too. Again, you're
and that's usually where
shots.
Deans is. So I was kind of really surprised. Deans on the defense against Jock, and they're going to battle between Mitchell and we got a travel is called. So it took the little step around the defender inside the lane, and the Wolverines will get a turnover. Now can they convert that into points? They need to kind of settle that down with some of what's been going on offensively in their woes. Avi Young will go to Champ Brewer. We've not called his name out for a three yet. Barnes, we know what Champ is capable of doing. Champ faked the three. Back up top to Avi Young. Young to Brewer. Brewer for three. Hits it. And just what you need right there to light things up. The Wolverines finally get the three that's needed.
Yeah, he's the guy you want taking those threes. He's especially from that wing. He's really good at it.
So comes back over on a slam dunk opportunity. And
Mitchell tried to throw it down and couldn't, and they're saying a foul on Lawton High. It's on Vatsagoti. That's a second.
So Panay's going to pick up two.
Just athletes against athletes right there.
Yeah, well, and they don't want to be shown up, and they don't want to say, hey, listen, you're not going to take it to me and kind of disrespect me in this kind of a house situation. Charity stripe opportunity. Why not let Trey cut it? First one, back iron's no good.
You just have to find a way to keep Mitchell out of the paint if you're Lawton High.
Yeah.
Maybe need to, first to dime the ball when he doesn't have it, although that's hard too because he's so quick. But he missed both those free throws, though.
Avi Young gets the rebound. Quickly down to Deans. Deans, stutter steps, go around, and they're going to say, a charge on Deans.
It'll be his second. Just trying to do a little too much there because you got to know when the defender's staying with you.
Deans is still staying on the floor.
Yeah, you just need to pull up. Hurt his,
I don't know if it's his wrist.
May need to come out. He's in some pain with his left wrist.
He is, and that's your 1,200-point career leader, a senior. I know David Stanley's on here, and I think he's going to
stay in.
He's going to stay in. He talked to Coach. Going to talk a little bit about it. I guess he will come out.
Oh, he's coming out.
And he'll be replaced by Burrell.
At least it's his non-shooting hand, at least.
I think he's really kind of airing that out. Barnes with the defense closely across the timeline. Tries. Burrell will come up top. Trying to get past Panay. Barnes. Step back two. Booker T's got a good form when it works. And they're back up 24-16.
That's Simpson, I think. Again, so many creators for Booker T.
Avi Young takes it, and they're going to say a charge there. So they're standing their ground, and I think they've gotten more charges as Avi Young's going to pick up his first. It's going to be the team third here in the second quarter.
It's just a bad mix for Lawton High. Booker T's ready for him to attack. They're daring Lawton High to just come to a jump shot and shoot a pull-up jumper, and that's just not what Lawton High wants to do. They just want to go all the way to the basket.
Going straight up, outside corner, three ball on the way, and he gets it. So you did the cardinal rule you're not supposed to do is foul the three-point shooter. You're going to count it, and then he's going to go to the line for the extra. So Panay is going to pick up his third. And uncharacteristic as we've seen Deans pick up four, and already Panay's got three, and we're not even at halftime. So Panay will have to go back to the bench. You're going to need him for 4 quarters. Deans will check back in. So you count the bucket, and he'll get the extra as Harris Jr. will go to the line.
That play shows there's two things I've seen in high school basketball this year that players just struggle at. One is not fouling three-point shooters. That should not be hard, but it seems like players today just don't know how to do that because we've seen that so many times.
So aggressive, yeah.
As that free throw goes in. The other one is playing with foul trouble.
Yeah.
We've seen really good players with OSN teams and Carl Albert and Midwest City, and you get in foul trouble. There's just certain things you have to adjust to.
Largest lead is 12 by Booker T. Avi Young eyed it, then decided to go against it. Rucker tries to go in between the land of the tall, kicks it out for Avi Young, and he misses on a three. Quickly down the floor, Rucker tries to abandon what Harris was trying to go for an all coast-to-coast opportunity and does not. Back up top to Sanders. Sanders to Matulis. Matulis dribbles once, twice, been a kick out to the lower corner. Down back underneath with Simpson. Simpson turnaround jumper, rims out. Avi Young with the rebound. Something for the Wolverines need to heat up in a quick way. Deans is going to have to be your floor leader. Try to get something going offensively for this team. But he's got 3 fouls. Or has he got 2?
He's got 2.
He's got 2. Panay's got 3. Deans back up to Rucker. Rucker will look back close to coach to get a new play call. 1:28 remaining before the half. Down below, in between 3, jumps up and does not get it, is Barnes, and there's a foul coming down on the other end.
You better hope it's on Rucker.
I think it's going to be on Barnes.
Deans was right there, but I think he got his arm out of the way just in time for it not to be on him.
So Burrell's going to come back in. Panay Vasangote's got 3 fouls. He's still on the bench, and rightfully so. You're going to need him in the second half.
But the problem for Lawton High, you miss the 3, and then you commit a loose ball foul when you're in the penalty. And that's just another thing you have to be aware of. You can't gamble like that on defense. You want to get that ball back because you're frustrated you miss, but you have to know how to reach in. Fortunately, Booker T's missing some free throws right now.
Yeah, Jock Mitchell missed one, and that's the only good news that you can get out of the second quarter for Lawton High. They're down by 12, and they've got a way to get themselves out of it with 1:19 left to go here before the half. Second shot coming up. It's good. Drains that one. Extends the largest lead today for Booker T. Cross to the timeline is Deans. He's on the opposite end of the floor on the right side of the court. We're going left to right. Wolverines down on this end of the floor. Goes out of bounds because Avi Young tried to get it over to Champ Brewer in the corner and just had to throw it out.
That's just bad offense.
Yeah, or is it good defense?
Well, it's good defense, but offensively, Young, he needs to be more disciplined than that. He just was dribbling into no man's land and had nowhere to go with it.
Oh, Avi Young picked the pocket, but the loose ball is picked up by Matulis. So Booker T's also getting some of those bounces.
Yes.
They're getting stuff that's coming their way, and Lawton High has not had it with 48 seconds left to go before the half. Champ Brewer and Barnes closes down Matulis over up top down the corner, and they're going to say a foul on Burrell. And, man, I thought that he had placed it because I thought if you're going to call it that way down there.
Oh, it is a charge.
It is a charge.
The ref didn't make the charge motion.
He didn't put the hand behind the head, but it was. So they are calling those very tight on both sides. No defense as Rucker will just easily give it over to Deans. Deans still kind of looking at that wrist.
His left wrist. I don't know how much that will matter compared to it being his right wrist.
And kind of play through that a little bit as Avi Young with 27 seconds left to go. Back to Deans. Deans asked for a little bit of help from Brewer. Back down to Burrell. Burrell turnaround jumper. No good. Loose ball picked up by Booker T. Down to 14 seconds. A little bit of a press coming across the timeline is Booker T. Delivery tried to get down below. Down to 3 seconds. Down to 2. Puts it up. Bounces around. No good. And that's going to end it. Luckily, it was just another added 2 for Booker T. It's 29-16. Wolverines have got some work to do to bail out in this second quarter. We'll be back halftime and second half action right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Landmarks. They stand as symbols, reminding us of history and moments that shape our lives. We create our own landmarks. At Becker Raybon Funeral Home, we understand the importance of honoring these moments. Let our compassionate team help you celebrate the life and legacy of your loved one. Offering a range of services to honor the stories that matter most, we believe that every life leaves a mark that deserves to be cherished and remembered. Becker Raybon Funeral Home.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Whether you're buying or selling, today's real estate market is proving trickier than ever.
We've been doing this for over 22 years.
So if a problem does arise, you can trust us to solve it.
Let us use our years of experience to guide you to buy or sell your home.
Trust the team that's gotten it done with over 12,000 deals done in the last 22 years.
Always call our Payment Berries team.
We're not bragging, we're just applying for a job.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Want to take the stress out of your next remodel or building project? Comanche Home Center can deliver all the lumber, supplies, and tools right to you. When you're done, they'll pick up anything you don't use and give you credit towards your next project. Give Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Here at Carpet One, we have a great selection of carpet, hardwood, vinyl, tile, laminate, and area rugs. With all this, you're sure to find exactly what you want for your home. Come browse our exclusive selection or give Carpet One at Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Comes Shaw, looks to inbounds.
Oh, he was wide open.
Wide open for that. It expires, and that is it. Del City wins.
I saw it the whole time.
They snuck away, and they got the revenge. We'll put it back on the instant replay. Watch how he escapes, and nobody is back home. He makes the decision from up the top. He goes up and in, off the glass. Del City wins.
Hey, Deans picks up the dribble. Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! It's Brewer putting up the three and getting hammered, and it hits the three. The ball game is over. The Lawton Wolverines win 46-43 over the Del City Eagles on the three-point shot of the four-point play by Champ Brewer with 3.3 seconds left. What a basketball game, folks.
Well, we're back here at the Big House, and unfortunately for the Lawton High Wolverines, they trail 29-16 here at the half. And so, they say it's a nature of two halves, but, as Jordan Ray comes back with us, and they just handed us some stat stuff and kind of look over that. But what I was going to say is that, what I noticed with Lawton High the other day is they just wanted it more than Tulsa Memorial, and they played like that. Right now it looks like Booker T wants it more, and, just kind of with that mentality. We talked about them coming up short in a close game against Midwest City that you covered last year, in Norman at OU, and it looks like Lawton High is out of sorts. And then you get Panay, who's got 3 fouls. You got to watch that. And then when players have to play a little conservative, they're not in their game. So there's a lot to unpack, and hopefully Coach Smith can rally the troops here at the half.
Yeah, the shooting for Lawton High, only 1 of 9 from three-point range. That's Corey Champ Brewer obviously made that one.
Right.
But only 2 trips to the free throw line. It's about precision here. It's when Lawton High played with more desire than Tulsa Memorial, they played harder. In this case, I don't think Booker T's playing harder than Lawton High. They're playing smarter. They figured out a good defense. It's a 2-3 zone, switching from a 3-2 zone earlier in the game. And Lawton High has not figured out how to work the ball for good shots. So their lack of discipline on offense, where as far as shot selection goes, is hurting them. They will take the first shot they like, and sometimes you got to be a little bit more disciplined with that. And they have not figured out how to crack this zone. They haven't really worked the ball side to side in that second
Carl
quarter.
Albert did that zone on him, and that frustrated them in that first quarter.
Only 6 points for Lawton High in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's not going to be good enough. If Booker T's offense is solid, they're making some shots. They're 11 of 24 from the field. They're good on offense, but it's been the lack of offense from Lawton High that's been the main story.
Well, yeah, and when you're kind of out of sorts, and then we had Deans went down and kind of held his wrist, his non-shooting hand with his left.
Yeah.
Whether they do something with that, or if that really, we'll see if that really kind of has anything to do with it. But they just haven't found their mark. And hopefully, Adam, who's also videographing for us, Adam Gutierrez, he gave me the insight last time that Coach said to his team was more aggressive and more rebounds. I'm interested to see how he addressed this team. And he told them to have fun, but now it's time to get down to business, because you're down now. It's a score of 29-16 here at the half, here at the Big House, and we've got about 2 minutes left to go before we start the third quarter. We'll take our last time out and be back to action right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs. We make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Whether you order online or on our app, Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go will have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
Clothes nowadays are so expensive. And no matter how good a sale is, you still walk out spending hundreds on barely anything. Goodwill is the place to go. We have a wide variety of affordable clothing for all ages. To help you save, we have weekly specials from half off to 99-cent items. Make sure to check out our colors of the week before you start shopping to get more for less. Save at your local Goodwill today.
All right, well, we're back to the Big House, and opportunity for about the last 30 seconds for the coaches to kind of give their last bit of instruction. And so, it's so uncharacteristic of what we've seen, but they got to settle down. And I think you're right that Booker T is just playing smarter, not harder. And that's been the difference. And so if Lawton High can get into a rhythm, and it kind of starts with this possession arrow. They're in their all whites. They're the home team on the top side of the bracket with the red numbers. Booker T in their away orange with white numbers. And we've got hopefully a showdown for 16 minutes away from a trophy. Will it be the first time since 1962 that the Lawton High Wolverines will win a state title in basketball? Last time they were here was 1972. So Barnes will inbounds to Rucker, start this second half off. Rucker will slowly give it to Adams. Adams gets 4 commits inside the lane, kicks back out to Rucker. Panay outside to Rucker. Now we're going to pass this around the ball, up. Man, Barnes has to throw one up, kind of uncharacteristic, and the Wolverines come up empty on their first possession.
So again, not coming to a jump stop. He shot a floater from farther out than he wants to because he has to respect Booker T drawing a charge.
Matulis from the corner for 3, and he hits it. You can't let that young man get hot, and you can't let him get wide open like he is. Largest lead continues with Wolverines not chipping away at that. Deans goes strong to the hoop. He'll put it in for 2. Finally, you get Deans on the mix to bring it back to 18.
He went at a good angle there. It's a good sign given his wrist injury, even though that's obviously his non-shooting hand. But he went at a good angle there where Booker T was not going to be able to draw a charge. He's got to take over. Someone from Lawton High's got to take over amongst their 1,000-point scorers.
14-point lead for Booker T to start here in the second half. Going to go outside. There's too many outside shooters free, and they're 3, and it's raining inside this gymnasium. When it rains, it pours, and everything is pouring in for Booker T. Outside for Barnes. Can he do it? Try to do the alley-oop, but it's back iron by Adams. No good. Adams gets the rebound. Little soft putter, no good. In gets boxed out with the rebound by Simpson, and there's a foul on the floor. Jump ball? No, jump ball it is. So it's going to be jump ball called.
Booker T.
And Booker T will get the possession arrow.
And right away, Champ Brewer comes in because they're just not getting enough shooting. But also, I mean, that's the way it's been for Lawton High much this game. You had an easy layup by Adams, just not go in.
Yeah. I mean, and then you get a jump ball out of it, and then you lose the possession. Can the Wolverines buy a break here in the third quarter? Like to see it. Still getting that press. And then we always get a wide open shot. Matulis with a layback 3. Rattles in and out, but that was right the position. It was there. Deans quickly across the floor, fakes the pass outside. Nice low to Avi Young. Back over to Panay. Stutter steps for the 3 inside. Little floater with the right hand. Hits the front of the rim. No good. Booker T with the rebound. Gets the press. Outside 3. And it comes up empty. Avi Young, and then there's a foul down with a commit after Young with the rebound with the hole. And they're going to pick up their first. That is Booker T. Washington. First foul of the third quarter.
And Vasagote made a very good attack at the basket, but again, you can't, with Booker T going to 2-3 zone, you can't get easy layups. You have to make some contested layups, and Lawton High's not doing that yet.
Waited the ball to dribble past Champ Brewer for 3. Hits the front of rim. No. Avi Young with the rebound. He puts it up. He'll get fouled, though, coming back up. So even though he was off balance to try to put it up, he got the contact, and that's foul number 2 for Booker T here in the third. He'll shoot 2.
Now, I have been talking about commending Lawton High for their offensive rebounding. They're really good at it. They did not get many offensive rebounds that led to shot creation in the
he's not going to
second
shoot 2.
quarter.
I take that back.
No,
it's not a shooting foul, so Rutgers going to be out underneath the basket. I think the PA announcer announced that. Champ Brewer at the top of the key. Rifles over to Avi Young. Stutter steps, got 3 in the defense. Outside, back from the paint. It's off balance. It shoots no good. And into the hands of Booker T with the rebound.
Against an out-of-control looking type of shot there.
And that's not kind of what you want. Double team contested, gets that out. Wide open 3 coming back the other way and hits it. When it's raining in this gym and Coach Smith is enough, he needs a timeout. He's down by 20. Largest tonight. We're back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your health, you want and deserve the best. You want a hospital with the highest quality scores in the region and one that provides safe, excellent care. Southwestern Medical Center has been a part of this community for 115 years and has a history of delivering compassionate, skilled health care to Lawton and Fort Sill. Choose the hospital that has always put the health of this community first. Southwestern Medical Center. Be well. Live well. That's why we're here.
Well, you look for a team leader. What for the Lawton High Wolverines, who is it going to be? You can see that. They're really trying to play hustle on rebounding a lot, but that's really the only in the plus category that they've got. Deans gets 3 on him, back out to Rucker for a 3, and that's uncharacteristic. That's not a shot he usually takes, but they're looking for something. Panay and Young still going to guard. Crosses the timeline. Big, large deficit for the Wolverines to try to overcome, and started with a lot of threes. It kicks out. Booker T gets a break. Loose ball picked up. Panay gets it. Into the stretch, over to Avi Young, to Rucker. And then swatted away by Simpson. So he had an easy look to the basket. Simpson goes airborne and deflects that into the crowd.
Yeah, that was just not smooth transition for Lawton High. They got a layup attempt, but it took a little bit longer than they needed to, so Booker T was able to recover pretty easily.
Corey Barnes, the senior, will check back in. He'll replace Young. A fresh body with maybe a fresh look. Champ Brewer under his own basket. Bounce passes to Deans. Deans have been kind of kept quiet after he got a couple of early fouls. Dribbles between his legs, 3 defenders, put nice little fadeaway once, twice, then finally in the rim for a deuce.
It's a mid-range shot. He didn't fade away too much. That's the type of shot Lawton High's had trouble making, but he needs to keep going.
Deficit is 18. Almost halfway through the third quarter, goes coast to coast, and there it is. Jock Mitchell, we talked about him earlier.
Well, Marcus Rucker just turned around and didn't see Mitch. He was riding the paint. He's got to have vision there.
Rucker's going to get called with a reach in, trying to get the ball away from Harris Jr.
You never want to have your back completely turned to the basketball, but that's what happened with Rucker there, and Mitchell was able to explode to the basket, which he can do. That's, again, where the pressure for Lawton High is just not working. It doesn't phase Booker T very much.
Yeah, and Booker T outside of threes, and everything's been working their way. And, to win a state title game, you got to be on. Deans looked like he was going to take the 3 back to Rucker. A little floater up, bounces around and no good. Oh, and look at that. Oh, they're going to say a foul with the rebound for Barnes.
I don't know how you call that a foul. He just went for a jump ball. It didn't look like he made very much contact.
And as they call it, as tight as they want. Lawton High's first of the third quarter. 3:51. Let's see if something can happen with the Wolverines. The never say die Wolverines keep fighting. Back at the top of the key. Left wing down corner for a 3 ball. It's in. They have not missed except for that one time. And they're just running away. A runaway train that cannot be stopped.
No, they just have superior ball movement right now, and that's what leads to quality threes.
There's a nice little feed there. It's nothing fancy, but Barnes gets the connect and the assist from Deans up top, wide open down below, because they were looking for Deans to make the drive. See something going, opportunity. Now we got someone finally on as he goes baseline, little floater, bounces off, no good. Champ Brewer initially has it. It's off of the Booker T, and Lawton High will get the possession.
Basagode coming back in. Can they get him some open looks from the corner? That's where he likes shooting threes.
Well, with 3 fouls, they finally had to put him in at this juncture. So he's been out for a while, but this is a state championship, and it's going to be a run for the 5 right here. Deans back to Panay. Panay set back 3, no good.
He was starting to fade away when he shot it. He could have followed his miss if he just stayed where he was.
Into traffic, loose ball, picked up by Panay.
What was he doing?
Oh, and then try to go to Deans on the other end of the floor and an exchange turnover. So you got the rebound and then you throw it away. And Booker T is loaded with ammo, ready to make another shot. Brewer on the guard. Stripped away, and Brewer gets it. Brewer's going to try to go coast to coast. He'll go to three. Nail it! That's what you needed. Is Brewer, let's get him on fire.
That's what you need, and they actually started to force some turnovers on Booker T.
They go on the other side, Matulis, and then swatted away by Panay. That's clean, no foul. Here comes Deans on the other end of the floor. 2-on-2. Back to Champ Brewer for a three. No, back irons. Deans with the rebound, and there's going to be a
loose ball foul on Booker T.
Booker T underneath. All right.
I believe what happened there was Lawrence Scott wrapped his arm around Deans as Deans went up for that offensive rebound. It won't be free throws for Lawton High, but it will be the ball.
Well, and that's their fourth foul, so they'll be in the bonus next time, but we're only about a minute 52 left to go in the third. Well, you're getting something going with the Wolverines. You got to build on it. You got to build on something, get the momentum, get the bucket here, try to close in on that gap. Rucker way up top to Brewer. He hit that three and got the crowd back into it for the Wolverines. Back over to Deans. Coach Smith really barking out instructions from his side court vantage. Deans get the pick by Panay, goes right, splits two defenders, nice little soft touch, gets his own rebound though. It goes off of his own.
He just slowly backed his way from a unusual angle and got a really good look and just couldn't make it.
Just can't make, you got to make those, and he's used to making those, and when you don't, you get frustrated as we are watching this unfold for Lawton High as they are guarding everyone with this press. This is just goes across for a wide open three coming the other way, and that's it. I mean, they have not missed, and that's the difference right there. Steele coming back the other way, wants to try to slam it, goes, and he'll be fouled by Abby Young.
He just had Deans with an uncharacteristic mistake of dribbling off his foot. Had a horrible time. And Booker T, there, if you trap them from up top, they're going to break the trap. They're going to get good-looking threes every possession they want. It's a gamble. It's a gamble Lawton High has to take, but it just hasn't. They've been doing it the whole game, and it hasn't worked much. They were finally starting to get some defensive stops until that layup by Deans was missed. They got like three good ones in a row. And now quickly, all that momentum has been going away.
Yeah, and Simpson with a 22-point advantage gets the next one to go in. Well, it doesn't look very good for the Wolverines, who I've never seen them down this much in a contest. Their three losses this year coming from Weatherford, Del City, and Midwest City. That was a state champion, followed by a quarterfinal and a semifinalist competition. But Booker T says, none of that. We remember last year. They lost to Midwest City in a close battle. Wolverines have a lot of seniors with, of course, Barnes, Deans, Vasagote, Rucker. Of course, you'll have Abby Young and Brewer to come back, but, this is your nucleus of what got you here to the finals. Panay backs everyone out, top of the key, back to Brewer. Brewer almost loses it, gains the possession from way downtown off the arc, and that's going to miss. Trying to get the three, and the fans are going to let him know him with the miss.
Well, he had some space there, but it was a long three.
Long three.
And he looked like he wasn't comfortable shooting a long three. He kind of pushed it with his wrist instead of having a good backspin.
Abby Young will put on the defense, and one thing I think that Jock Mitchell wants to do is try to outrun everybody, just see how fast he is. Outside corner for a three, hits it. They cannot miss. And Lawton High cannot get a break to make a shot at this point. Brewer for three. Hits the front of the rim, no good. Deans with the rebound. He'll try to go against four bodies, up and in, count it.
Well, they need that from Deans, but it's almost at the point where it would seem like it would take a miracle now, even though we have a whole quarter left.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not only a miracle for that, but you've got to stop them from doing everything that they've done right.
That corner three has been open every possession for Booker T.
They're really good at it. Only led in the first for a while, and then that was it. I know as Dean stares up at the clock and goes, shoot the bonus for the charity stripe. Why not let Trey cut it? You can scan the QR code. He gets it. So Dean's making something happen. He's got 10 for the day, or 11, make that 11. That's not going to be enough on a game like that. They've got 3 players in double digits, and that's been kind of the story tonight, spreading that around. He just wants to go up and around Dean's. It's really kind of a competition of who is more athletic. I think it's just kind of a showman. I'm just as good or better than you. It's a steal. Dean's has to be careful. Back out. Makes the transition bucket is good. That's going to end the third quarter, and what a way to end it. It started bad. It ended bad. 55-28, and it's back to the woodshed right now for the Wolverines, and they've only got 8 minutes to try to correct it. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Get ready. It's time for the Billingsley Annual Gigantic Ford Sell-Off with the best prices of the year on all remaining 2024 models. 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and giant savings up to $10,000 on the 2024 new F-150 Platinum truck that out-tows, out-hauls any other truck in its class. Only at the Billingsley's Gigantic Sell-Off. Save thousands on all remaining new 2024 trucks in stock. Only at Billingsley Ford in Lawton, Duncan, and Altus.
Here and welcome you back into the big house for the first Wolverine. It's like, were you ready for this? I thought they were, but Booker T, smarter, more athletic, patient, and then execution. I mean, the threes have just been raining in. I mean, everything except for like maybe one miss.
I don't know about more athletic, but they're a better shooting team. There's no doubt about that.
Just you're being more out-athleted. How about that? Not just...
Well, again, it's just the 2-3 zone for Booker T has been very effective.
Well, and Carl Albert did that and showed effective, and I'm sure they saw that on game film. Back to Rucker. Rucker is not used to shooting a 3. Into Deans, into traffic, right at the paint. Baseline up for Barnes is no good. Deflected, and Booker T will start denying the Wolverines on their first possession to start the fourth quarter. Man, they let that one sail, get it, but then they get the rebound. See, it's just start anew. And it's just going to be every possession it's going to take to count for the Wolverines. Baseline against Panay, waits for the defense.
Walk.
Travel is the call underneath. So the only break right there.
You know, if you had to rank before the tournament started, the last 4 opponents for Booker T, that's Lawton High, Del City, Midwest City, and East Central. I would have said that the worst teams were East Central and Midwest City, but those teams actually challenged Booker T more. And I don't know why East Central did, but it was their third time playing them, so that may have had something to do with it. But it was just maybe better matchups.
Yeah. Champ Brewer, bounce pass into Barnes, back to Rucker. Rucker tries to go against 4 defenders, bad. Try to get it back out, and there's going to be a foul there called on Barnes. Try to get the bounce pass to Barnes into that traffic with 3 men. Had nothing to do, and that's going to be a turnover. Avi Young will check back in the ball game, and he'll replace Rucker.
Think about this. Booker T in the quarterfinals was down 4 early in the fourth quarter against Midwest City and has not played any bad basketball since. And the way they took apart Del City was just shocking to the eyes. And this is also shocking as well. This score was I was not expecting.
No, I agree with you. I think most wanting a close game tries to swat as Tavares Deans tries to. He's going one-on-one against Jock Mitchell. They're trying to show each other up, and there's going to be a foul there on Avi Young. It's going to be the team's second. It's going to be Avi Young's third, the junior. Trying to make a spark here for the Wolverines, and too much of a deficit. I'm not saying that, I don't believe in miracles, but, it's just not your day today.
Well, what you want to do if you're Lawton High, you just want to go on a run and see how big you can make it.
Right. Hopefully they go cold because, usually a team that runs hot as they did in the threes in the third quarter, they may have a full timeout is called. So as they take it, we'll take it with them right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic has specialized in the medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle for the past 40 years. And they provide all treatments under one roof. From x-rays, radial pulse therapy treatment, to surgical treatments, all with one goal in mind, providing the highest quality medical care with good old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. Call to set up an appointment today. Southwest Foot and Ankle, 580-357-8720.
The heart of Oklahoma, where your home isn't just a place, it's your peace. At Century Roofing, we understand the importance of protecting your peace. We're experts in roofing technology, techniques, and customer service because we care about Oklahoma and we care about you. At Century Roofing, we combine quality craftsmanship and exceptional service because your home deserves the best. Century Roofing, staying on guard for Oklahoma.
Well, you can kind of tell in my emotions that the game isn't really going up for Wolverine status, and what an incredible year they have. I know it's not over yet with 6.5 to go in the fourth, but it's been kind of one of those days. You don't want to have one of those days. You want to play at your full strength. Booker T has just kind of outmatched them, especially with threes on the outside corners that have been pretty much uncontested and wide open. That one is contested inside the lane and still gets the bounce and the bucket. What else can you do?
Well, those threes by Lawton High, they're not bad, but they just can't make them.
Put up the shots, and Barnes has to do this acrobatic behind his back, throws it up just to get the contact.
I believe that was Baron Harris who made the shot for Booker T. Thankfully for the rest of 5A, assuming Booker T stays in 5A, because they've been in 6A recently, which is it's kind of a big deal. He moved down to 5A. But Baron Harris is a senior, so is Simpson. But the rest of them are juniors or sophomores. Jock Mitchell's only a sophomore. That's scary.
Well,
they'll definitely be favored.
The Wolverines only hit 1 3 so far because they didn't hit it in the second half. That was it, right?
Well, no, Brewer hit a couple.
Brewer had a 1. Okay.
Yeah, I think he had 1 in both halves.
Okay. His mom and dad are just right behind us, sitting there in the fan section. Got to talk to Grady Brewer at the half. Almost loses it as he crosses the timeline, but Booker T. But there again, they get every break imaginable in the state finals. Boy, even there, a swatted pass missed. Matulis for 3, hits the front iron, no good. Panay with a rebound. Avi Young off, cross the timeline, over to Deans, dribbles between his legs, takes on 2 defenders, stakes, waits, and then walks around, and a travel is called. So Deans, with trying to make the extra move around the defender, is caught with a walk.
Well, he made a jump stop, and then he took another step. Given a lot of basketball fans think that refs don't call enough travels, but that one would be called even today, obviously.
5:32 for a state championship. Booker T's looking for that as they came up shy last year against Midwest City. Little alley-oop pass inside, no good. Loose ball, still on the floor, picked up by Avi Young. Young pushes across the timeline. Little fadeaway up, there's nothing that's good. Avi Young gets the rebound after the Matulis, and they're going to say 2 with the push, so Matulis is going to be charged with the foul. It's going to be his second. And the team third.
Well, if you're Lawton High, you're going to hope also next year you'll stay in 5A, and you'll have Avi Young back, Champ Brewer back. These are all things you hope for.
Yeah. Deans takes it strong to the hoop, and they're going to say the and 1. So the only way that applause is the Lawton High faithful over in the cheer section.
Deans has been the guy this quarter for Lawton High. Really, no one else has been able to get in any type of position to score, but Deans can. He just hasn't had enough help.
He's muscled his way up.
Yeah.
And try to get the let Trey cut it 3 ball and charity stripe, and he did. So he makes it a 3-point swing. Long way to go in this one for the Wolverines if they want to try anything. Booker T in transition. Oh, that's just an easy layup up and in for Sanders as they collapsed down on the defense, but left a man open. Coming back the other way for a 3-ball, no good. Missed by Avi Young. Stolen by Panay. Panay up, and what a nice little acrobatic move underneath. Panay gets the deuce to go, and a timeout on the floor, a full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Well, Jordan Ray, myself, Eric Sherem here at the Big House, and it's a deficit the Wolverines were not really wanting. It's your Home Tech Solutions all year long, providing you with the best heating and cooling maintenance and solutions for both residential and commercial throughout Oklahoma. With over 20 years of experience, call for a free estimate, 580-919-0328. Now, I know that whether you lose by 2 like Crossing Christian or you lose like this, it's still a hard pill to swallow. Across the timeline, Jock, handoff, 3-ball, wide open, and just pretty. Just all in. And it just rains.
And what a half for Lawrence Scott. He's been the one making all those corner threes this half, and just one dagger right after the other.
Put the shot, yeah, I mean, and they're wide open. So they contest the aggressiveness and the kickouts, and there's Matula, and you might as well put it right there.
Good.
I mean, just putting the nail in the coffin, you say this is it.
The press for Lawton High just has not been working. Booker T beats the press.
And they never got out of that.
Yeah, and they get open threes.
Yep. And you say you live and die by it, well, you're dying a quick death. Down by 30, Dean's just trying to put an acrobatic shot inside the lane, no good. Panay Vasagote, and he can't even connect. And usually he connects a 3. So just the worst time to have an off night. And for someone to be on full power, it's going to be rest with Sanders.
Booker T fans are
the
lobbying for a player to sub him who normally doesn't play.
That's what I say. I think they want probably a senior to come in.
Maybe Jay Bowens, who may have a nickname. He's a senior who doesn't play much for Booker T. I'm sure he'll get it eventually.
Yeah, I wonder when Coach will empty his bench, throw in the towel. I know it's hard to do when you're a competitor, when you're trying to win at all costs, especially for these seniors, Panay Vasangote. Deans. Remember, Deans had 1,200 career points. Panay had 1,000 career points. Shows how unselfish those two are as seniors.
Yep.
But not their night tonight. Rucker. They're going to lay back and play a little still aggressive defense, swatted away, and last touch by the Wolverines. So they're again, even with rebounds, even with loose balls, can't catch a break. Now you just wait for the clock to roll down, and unfortunately you're going to bring a different colored ball back to Lawton than you'd like. Goes strong to the hoop and a blocking foul on the way in.
You know, with this game starting at 4 p.m., I assume Lawton High and Booker T did not have to stay in a hotel, which you normally would.
Lawton High did.
Okay, Lawton High did.
They came up last night, yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if Booker T did because, you have plenty of time to get here if you're coming an hour and a half away.
Sure.
You know, in the girls' 5A game, Booker T girls, they had their worst game of the season. They're kind of like Lawton High did, lost to El Reno. And I always wonder about those early morning games. Is a team that maybe has stayed in a hotel in a worse shape than a team that doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, and you question some of that. I know that's, I don't think that's totally it. You got to give your props to Booker T and what they brought in today. And we kind of saw that in the semifinal game. I said, this is a team on a mission.
Yeah.
And they remember last year, they remember the sting of that, and they said that we're not going to have a repeat of that.
Well, I just wonder if it's a factor for the teams that do.
Oh, yeah.
Just a different routine.
I think any different routine, whether it be morning, whether it be afternoon when you're usually playing at 7 o'clock at night after school's out,
Like
second shot up and in.
Last year, Booker T probably did stay in a hotel because that was 3 games in 3 days. Midwest City did not need to.
Panay, a little fade away, and he'll connect. A little too late as Vasengote, the senior, on his last high school trip, but made it to the big house in his state finals. And I know you hate the consolation, you hate the silver ball, the runner-up trophy, but there's a lot that they have accomplished this year.
Well, it's still a banner.
It's been a fun year.
You still get a banner for that.
That's what Coach Smith said he's out to do. Having his second year at the helm of the head coach. We're going to round ball this and chew up as much time as you want. Boy, that was a nice fadeaway and goes in. That's what I'm saying. There's just nothing that you can do to stop them at all.
And neither team's unloaded their bench yet.
3, Zabi Young. Trying to play with a little bit of respect.
You're the Booker.
And now all 5 starters are going to go out.
Yeah,
Booker T. Washington is going to get all of their bench players, and the Booker T. Washington fans are behind us and down below with the student section. Lawton High has been quieted.
I think the Booker T fans, I think they were yelling J-Bo for Jay Bowens. Yeah, you can tell he's a crowd favorite. He must be a football player because he's a big guy, energetic guy.
He was facing the crowd and getting them up, and
he does. The jersey's pretty tight on him, and I know he has a double XL at least.
And the dejected Wolverine bench. The humble pie is just not that they had to be humbled, but the slice of the defeat and the way it was. I don't know. I mean, do you want to lose by 2 at the buzzer, or do you want to lose like this? And Rucker goes out, and he's upset, and
it's 2 different feelings.
His coach, and it's.
If when you lose by 2, like Crossings did, you're going to think about every single play you could have made that was different that may have changed the outcome. When you get blown out like Lawton High, you're just going to wonder why today did we play our worst game of the season.
Yeah, I know. You feel for them because they're still kids, and Rutgers just showing the emotion as Avi Young gets a tip out, and it's going to be against Booker T, and so they're going to get the ball.
He deflected off a Booker T player. When you get blown out, you think, boy, something was wrong with our whole approach. We were just so flat.
Yeah,
and it could be so many different variables too, but you just don't to never experience that until the championship game getting blown out.
Champ Brewer gets rejected by a player that's come in by Perry. He's a junior.
I think Lawton High, their only double-digit loss, I believe, was to Weatherford, and there's only 10.
And Weatherford just won a state title there over Barnes, and no one's going to foul that. They're just going to say, hey, you can take as many of these as you want. Game is pretty much over. It's formality. Steele coming back down the other end by Dean, still playing as the senior that he is.
Yeah, they're going to keep – Lawton High's going to keep their, not starters, but mostly starters
Seniors.
in. Yeah. They're going to try to
Rucker did go down. He is dejected. His head's down. He was getting comforted by the assistant coaching staff. He just plays with all of emotion and heart, and you got a feel for him like that. Dean's to the line, rattles in and out, and that's been that kind of day.
Yes, it has. A lot of makeable baskets haven't gone in for Lawton High. They're just going to try to make the score as respectable as they can.
Well, they're trying to make statement, make history. This is already historic just on this run. As we said last time, they made the semifinals in 1986. Last time to be at a state championship was 72, and the last time to win it was 62. Up and in, Deans gets.
Yep, well, Lawton High's erased the 72.
And he's got his 15.
They need to try to get back to where they can change the 62.
They're going to press on some of these bench players off, and it's going to be a loose ball picked up, and then it's going to be a travel called. So the Wolverines will get it. And you're playing against subs and guys that don't get much on the bench.
Yep. Again, they're just trying to make the scores respectable as they can as Lawton High.
And they got 120 to do it. Trying to say, well, 3 ball on the way, misses the mark. Barnes with the rebound, tipped away by Panay, and it's going to go the other way. So glad you could join us on this audio-only presentation on Facebook. For those who are watching on YouTube, we appreciate you tuning in. You can download the app. It's free to download, free to watch on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Apple and Android devices. Find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Got 13 schools represented.
It was a pretty fun playoffs covering a lot of those schools.
And a lot of our OSN teams with great representation. Loose ball picked up by Panay over to Deans. Deans to Avi Young with 1 minute left to go, and he misses. Gets his put back up as good for 2.
And now we'll see 5 new players for
Timeout
Lawton
now,
High.
so Lawton High is going to get their substitutions in.
Substitution timeout.
So Dean's career at Lawton High is over. So is Dean's. They get hugs. They get well wishes. Dean's one knee as the cheese stands alone, so to speak. And Coach Zoe, the new Lawton High Wolverine athletic director and coach, kind of encourages him. You know, he's been offered a scholarship at Cameron.
For football or basketball?
For basketball,
okay.
Yeah. So
they don't have football. Never mind.
Yeah, and he only came in for football this year for the first time. So Dean's really the emotional player. A lot of white jerseys for the first time in a state championship. 3 ball on the corner. No good. Rebound. Picked up by the Wolverines. You got some new players in. That's Burchert. Back out 3 ball. No good with 30 seconds left to go. Just the formality. Hugged by Panay Vasagote. What a run. What memories. I will never forget. I know this is not how you want to remember the year.
Oh, pump fake nice. Couldn't get the shot.
Gets the put back and gets a rebound underneath. He's going to try again with 12 seconds. Nice little pass outside, reflected over the Lawton High Wolverines, back up and in, and he's collapsed down underneath. And that's going to be...
Well, it was 10 years ago today, Eric, when Lawton Eisenhower won a basketball state title in 5A.
Yeah.
And
they were kind of hoping that some instant karma would come. And
right. It was 4 years ago when Lawton Mac lost the state title game to Carl Albert. We kind of could see that one coming. And now Lawton High makes an appearance in the championship game. Hopefully a Lawton school can get the reinforcements they need and be competitive once again and finally win a gold ball. I'm from Lawton originally, so I would love to see it happen.
Malachi Barnes misses both, gets his own rebound off there, tries to get it in, and that's going to end it. The Booker T. Washington Hornets are Class 5A state champions. The Lawton High Wolverines runner-up trophy. And like you said, this has been a great weekend. OSN teams represented with Carl Albert, Del City, Midwest City, had Bethany in there. You know, in all of the West, the East.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Victorious Newcastle gets in
girls.
there.
Bethany had 2, Del City had 2.
But I know for these seniors, I mean, you don't need to hold your heads down low. I know you don't want the other team to hoist that gold ball because that's what you search for. 32 teams set out for the gold ball. It gets to the final 2 on a Saturday afternoon like this to settle it out. Booker T victorious.
And I didn't look this up, but I know they have a lot of state titles in basketball. They last won one in 2019 at 6A. Could have won one in 2020. Of course, there's a lot of teams you could talk about maybe could have won in 2020. And since then, you know, they kind of